Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me, Matt. Where before we fought for you all here on Hell's Highway. Which is very interesting. It's a remake of another custom map that was also a vanilla map, I think. This one has a unique setup where you essentially have two 2v2s going on at the same time if you look at the map. Let's go through the players. It's an Eastern Front battle. Let's have some carnage on the Eastern Front. For the Soviets, we have take the beer and watch my game. Without a commander choice yet. We have 547, let's just call them that. Without a command choice yet either. We have Yovas as artillery division straight out the gates. And we have LX as shock. Has you picked anything yet? Yes, we have another tank destroyer. And we have nothing from Take the Beer. Raining wild for the Germans trying to hold back the Soviet hordes that are coming through the rainy weather. We have Liquidator 21 as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. We have Sir Pack 1 as Infanterie Division for the Wehrmacht. And we have APN as Propaganda Tactics for the Waffen-SS. Where's the other one? And we have Clone as Panzer Division for the Wehrmacht. A lot of mix of various divisions here. We'll see how it turns out for them. This is a very battle-heavy map by looks of it. A lot of rain, so I guess we're fighting during a very big storm. Carnage on the Eastern Front, everyone. As the Soviets pushing into Eastern Germany. Probably why we're going to have Volkssturm on the German side. If they decide to use Volkssturm, of course. There's also a nice big town in the center you can fight over. So the Soviets are going to try and flank here with a good grenade there. The players already supporting one another, that's good to see. And now the Storm Pioneers are going to lose that engagement. And you don't want to push too far with your Storm Pioneers, I feel. I feel sometimes they can punish you for being way too aggressive with them. Well, the Soviets are pushing into the town here with lots of conscripts. Storm Grenadiers are heading southwards here. You actually cannot see the point here. Is this bugged? That bugged? Huh. That's awkward. This map might have a few bugs and glitches. That is very confusing. How did the Soviets take it then? And we have lots of firefights going on here with Storm Grenadiers and Grenadiers. Pioneers going down. We also have some Volksgrenadiers on the flank here. More Volksgrenadiers coming up to support. Looks like the pack was Infanterie, right? That's a pack is Infanterie. So we have Infanterie and Panzer on the southern flank, and Propaganda and Panzer on the northern flank. Lots of various options available. But there's other Soviets pick commanders. Take the Beer has not picked anything yet. They're just pushing out conscripts by the looks of it for now. Which is a very viable tactic in the Soviets, especially in 4v4s. Conscripts on the field can just give you a lot of map presence. Germans already having issues dealing with it, evidently. As they fight in this small suburb. Somewhere in Germany, probably. MT-34 coming out here for the Germans, no Volkssturm. Guess they are going to rely more on their elite troops. Not a Brandfleischer coming out. They're just pushing up here with the Kugelwagen. But we do have a Maxim arrived here for the Soviets. I wonder why this point is bugged. Can I just click on it? Click on it and like capture it? I'm confused. Oh, Franz Wiege getting very close here. Oh, I'm being called, really? Excuse me, I just need to solve that. Apologies about that, I'm getting a lot of calls recently. I guess I'm popular. They did not seem to do anything there. You should not have noticed anything because I put a pause to the recording at the time. Dungan is doing their best to try and hold here. They actually are in a good position. The Fontoviki are taking heavy losses, but grenade does go off. Sturmgrenadiers are still holding the ground though. Lots of brutal street-to-street fighting here. Or garden-to-garden fighting, rather. But the conscripts are pushing up here. But the Sturmgrenadiers are still just holding their ground. Yes, the MT-34. But now the Germans have to pull back from that position. Well, the Germans are pushing through the rest of the town, building on fire. And the Kugelwagen with the MG42 still holding its ground here on this road. Still annoying, this point seems bugged somehow. Well, the storm rages on around them. You have shock troopers now arriving here in the front line. Alongside a brain carrier available to you if you're playing a shock division for the Soviet Union, and Lend-Lease weapon from the British. We have a commander choice here. Yes, looks like it is also tank destroyer. We have double tank destroyer. Then we have artillery and shock. That's an interesting mix. We'll see how it turns out for the Soviets. MP40Is being equipped here on the Storm Pioneers alongside their flamethrower. Oh, you can actually see the rain having an effect on their outfit. I did not realize that. They shine a little bit more. They look wet. That's something I forgot was actually a thing. I don't see a lot of maps where it's rainy. Grenadiers are doing their best to hold this part of the front line. Shock troopers are trying their best too. Thanks to their body armor, they're surviving quite a lot. And their heavy cover. Armor double DPM and the Universal Carrier supporting from across the river. But it's being suppressed. Fighting position, well, bunker has been set up here by the conscripts. The flamethrower, we have a flamethrower fight here. Yeah, the Germans using a lot of flamethrowers today, evidently. Probably a good choice due to the urban environment. DBS Aegis has been equipped in the Fontevigi. Ooh, that's not a good position for the... Ooh, I think the flamethrower worked it out. Yeah, it looks like the Germans won that anyway. But Germans have lost a lot of people here. It's just up to this MG34 to hold that line. Panzerjäger's called in as well, and an Untersturmführer arriving for the Waffen-SS. Like 36 there. Both Grenadiers armed with Sturmgewehrs pushing up. And there's MG42 coming in that area. This part of the town is seeing a lot of fighting, but the Germans have pushed up pretty far here in this housing block. But these Storm Grenadiers are gonna go down, I feel. There's too many Russians coming our way. Yeah, and they even dropped the MG42. Ooh. That's a weapon the Soviets could make use of. The Universal Carrier is still holding here. But we do have the Panzerjäger nearby. But they're being suppressed by this Dushka. Fontevigi now with an MG42. That's a pretty good upgrade for them. Germans still cannot take that point. That is so annoying. And looks like the Panzerbüchse is doing its job somewhat. Having caused a lot of damage there. But we have scoped Gewehr 43s arriving here for the Sturm Grenadier. And it looks like the Germans are going to try and seize the opportunity to push up. Taking more of the town. We have a grenade launcher here or hand mortar available to the shock engineers. Actually has a pretty long range. Because they are going to be under a lot of fire here. Overshot. And the goal is probably to take out the MG originally. The Germans are taking in more equipment now. Oh, good shot with the hand mortar there, almost killing a squad. Soviets are pushing through the other side of the town again. There's a flamethrower inside the church though. You don't want to get too close. Just close enough, there we go. Lots of brutal fighting going on here. Artillery called in on the Soviet bunker. Crowd more arriving for the Soviet Union, one I can tell. Right there. Soviets are taking up behind us. Grenade going in on the MG42. Almost killing it. And well, Maxim is trying to hold up this part of the road. We also have some penals here arriving, some officer penals. One of the unique units available to artillery. We also have the 15 Panzer Grenadiers now called onto the fields. Panzer Grenadiers available to Wehrmacht Panzer Division. Really a really good squad. Very potent. Notice that the Soviets have turned this large church-like structure, or well, they technically is a church, I feel. These two might be connected in some capacity. Into a Fort HQ, so they're going to operate from there. Also have a 2-2-2 here. Actually, it's a 2-2-1. But here's the crowd mowers. German's gonna need to have the AT ready. Water surviving here for the buff Mthis. Command F1 pushing up on the southern flank. Supported by some Storm Grenadier. Already being equipped with an MG42 and similar. Need to get behind cover. They don't want to be out in the open, but they did suppress the Monteviki there. They cannot risk the Panzer getting too close though, as they can just create assault it. He sees them. He's got to turn his gun on him. Good grenade there. Oh, tank hunters infiltrated, but they're gonna get mowed down by the Storm Grenadiers that are covering the Panzer IV. Panzer IV. That's good to see. You only want to have a squad near your Panzers at all time. Oh, but looks like they're diverging. That might be bad. Because this conscript can now use an anti-tank grade. It's the bad one though, and it misses. Maybe we have T-70s pushing up on the northern side of the town. The battle ladung on it though. It didn't hit. Stormanias went down. Germans are lacking in some good AT equipment now. We have a Pack 40 coming into the field here. Looks like they've set up a base back there. Good to see it's not too close to the front line. E70 is not the best against infantry in this mod. Lots of artillery shells are landing. Forced the Soviets to abandon the southern island for now. Because the Germans have that advantage for them. Crowd mowers moving through the streets. Grenade there from the shock troopers. Panzer with Panzerschrecks now. No Panzerfaust from the German units at the moment. Crowd mower on the main road is just cutting through everything that gets in its sights. A Pack 40 took it out. Just flanking down here. Oh, got a good flanking shot there. Also have a Valentine coming this way. Another just sitting up to cover from the other side of the river. Oh wait, are these points connected? That's awkward. White phosphorus shell there, that's gonna kill them. I think the points are connected. Ah, that's a bug if I've seen any. Well, will the Valentine win? Here's the question. Critical hit. Yeah, Valentine won. That is very weird. Meanwhile, in the town, we have a lot more fighting going on. Lots of fighting over here. But the Germans have got a good force, and even called in the Luftlande. A very unique squad available, a unique battle group available if you're playing as the Wehrmacht Infanterie. And we're equipping a lot of nice stuff, the Luftlande. But these guys have the MT-15 with V-Patronen, so they're using incendiary armor-piercing shells. Well, bullets as their primary weaponry. Pretty cool little effect and everything. They also have some Fallschirmjägers here equipped with an MG-15 and some Sturmgewehrs. I think the Soviets are having a little bit harder now. There's a lot of flamethrowers coming in from the SS Panzers. Beanals are throwing in a satchel charge though. And more artillery landing as well. Luftland is pushing up though. F1 leading the way. Ray going out there from the Luftlande. Lots of side block clears are also going in. The Soviets have secured the southern island again. F1 versus Valentine. Always an interesting matchup. Because the Valentine actually has a pretty decent gun, despite being a light tank at this point in the war, I'd imagine. The Soviets actually really like the Valentine as an aggressive recon tank when they got it as a lend-lease from the British. Until we're going into the Soviet shock positions. Ooh, SS veterans got hit there hard by a assist gun. Artillery shells should be landing. Yeah, clearing out the assist gun. Order has to move. We also have a Soviet major here. Lead the front line. Should probably set up a shock camp somewhere. Oh, they have. Oh, it's a command bunker instead. Okay. I didn't know the Soviets could do that. I don't really build a bunker much as the Soviets. More storm pioneers pushing up alongside. Oh, that's white phosphorus! I need to be cautious of that. Artillery called in. There's lots of artillery being utilized. That building is surprisingly sturdy. Oh, it's getting some lucky rolls. Luftland Fallschirmjägers pushing up. Those Germans are running into a lot of fire here. Great assaults going out there from the conscripts. And the Fallschirmjägers getting mowed down in the road. F1 has to be very cautious and pull back. Germans have set up a roadblock here though to cover their southern flank from the island. If the Soviets decide to push through it, they've even set up a Fort HQ down here. Well, the Waffen SS is not doing too hard on this northern flank. The Soviet shock has really dug in here. Both Grenadiers still fighting in the center. We even have some stormtroopers called in. Alongside a Panzer IV-J command tank. Storm is still going on. MG inside there. There's a lot of Soviets out here that's just opening fire on the building. Including the Maxim. There's just so much fire going in that building, it's not worth being inside it. So it's pushing up through this part of the town. TV4 and 2 Valentines. F1 doing its best here. Another Panzer IV-J tank is here. Ooh, immobilizing it, but one Valentine goes down. Two coming there. We also have a Pack 40 here coming this part of the entrance to the town. Grenade going in on it though. Almost killing the crew entirely, and actually they do die. We have a KV-8 flamethrower tank arriving for the Soviet Union. Okay. That's one of the unique units available to you if you're playing as artillery, I think. Very good for clearing out the town. Oh, but it's actually taking heavy losses here. Heavy hits. Need to pull that back for repairs quickly. Also, the Soviet artillery majors even set up a retreat point here to lead the battlefield from. Lucas Fus opening fire. Probably aiming for this area. Oh, yeah, completely ripping out a part of the town. Half Clarky behind the Soviet shock army. Very good position to do it from. They don't know he's there. Look how much they are seeing. There's a lot of side blockers here actually. Let's allow them to see a lot. Panzerwerfer coming in and a Goliath as well. Because they need to take out that Dushka position because I think the Dushka can just destroy the Goliath because it's a 50 caliber bullet. And while the Soviets have not done much here, the Germans have just dug in a little bit. Perhaps laying some mines would also alleviate any threat. This is opening fire with artillery shells. Probably get the Aufklar up here. That would probably be a very good position. The ideas are definitely in trouble. There's a lot of fortifications going on for the Soviet shock player. The Wehrmacht Panzer player has lost a lot of units. They have a lot of resources though. They could take up and go for armor. Not sure what they're planning. Infantry is getting a Jagdpanzer. That's a pretty big deal. How much can you actually see from there? Still a fair amount. Here's the Panzerwerfer. More buildings are going down. Probably demo charges were prepared. That's very good to see. Some people are preparing ahead. Panzerwerfer opening fire. Probably up here. Oh yeah. Took some Soviets out, including the mortar. And artillery shells afterwards. You can actually use this, does not affect the Panzerwerfer, I think, but you could use the Aufklar to actually coordinate the artillery. T-54 coming down here through into the main center of the streets. Panzerfausto. There's the KV. KV is right there. These guys don't actually have a Panzerfaust. They only have a Panzerwurfmine. And the KV is still cutting down any Germans that tries to go its way with its own flamethrower. Well, not cutting, burning. Panzer 4J command. Actually, that's an H command tank. There's a KV too. Yeah, that kind of kaboom. Big kaboom right there. So we have the Soviet captain here calling down some kind of artillery strike. No, it's a smoke strike. Trying to smoke. Oh, they're going to try and save the 54, aren't they? The shells actually do hurt. Because there was some big shells. 122mm shells. More artillery shells going in. Here the KVA leads the charge and the Soviets are going in. This is definitely an Eastern Front battle. I like to see good Eastern Front battles like this with lots of artillery and lots of people dying. Oh my god, I feel horrible. Horrible for saying that. I just always find the Eastern Front 4 fascinating. Who's doing some fish shots? Oh, KV-8 and Valentine down. Instantly stopping that push. And we have more Luftlande called in, so we have lots of battle groups being utilized by the Germans. How far can you see now? Because that position, you can see a lot without being detected. You can focus for the center, but there's a Jagdpanzer. It cannot do much to a Jagdpanzer, I feel. You also have Siberians arriving now for the Soviet Union. This part of the town is in complete ruins. They called in there. Also the Tiger tank. Ah, Wehrmacht Panzer finally just ticked up and got rid of the Tiger tank. Okay. Yeah, the Zerg division is actually losing a lot here. But they are setting up howitzers. Lots of artillery going in, even on the Soviet artillery thanks to that Aufklar. That's not enough though. Yeah, that Aufklar is really giving the Germans a lot of idea what the Soviets are doing. Or how it's just going up here. Goliath is going up. It's reloading the Dishka. The Sis might be able to stop it though. Oh, it's just shy of getting close enough. But now the Aufklar has been spotted. Thanks to these players. Transfer agent needs repairs. Luftland is present still. Artillery shells are landing down here now. That's the Tiger Tank. Tiger Tank is driving down here. You have some Großdeutschland division on the field, but Cologne doesn't really have anything else but the Tiger Tank and the Großdeutschland right now. Several more Soviet howitzers are being established. So they're just gonna shell the German front line into submission. Very fitting for the Eastern Front. Well, the Americans would probably do much the same. Well, we also have a Tiger Tank from the Waffen-SS Panzer. And we have double Tigers. As I understand, the Tiger Tank was mostly utilized on the Eastern Front, so very fitting. Yeah, tries to advance up. It's up to this German stuff they can break through here. AB2 down. The Tiger is very hard to deal with for most Soviet weapons. Oh, good penetration from the Sis-free. Express being loaded. Oh, that's one down. They need to focus the other one. They need to get the other Tiger into the fighting too. Go an SU-85 down here though. That's an SU-100. I could deal with the Tiger. Oh no, what's the Tiger doing? But both Sisters are not available to shoot at it right now. This Tiger's coming. Oh, one Sis actually was able to hit from somewhere. Not this one. But other Tiger's pushing up. Lots of Soviets back here. Oh, Sis got a good penetrating shot there. On their focus satchel. They did manage to get it off though.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Like a smoking to push back. And well, the artillery strikes continue. Satchel on it. Will it be able to get out? Nope. The Wehrmacht Tiger is still available, just needs repairs. And this battle has been truly chaotic. Second KV2 coming onto the fields. Tiger is arriving now for the Waffen-SS propaganda tactics. We're seeing a lot of the heavy tanks now arriving for the Germans. Aufklar still being spotted due to the flare.
How can we help? Panzer here.
Germans need to find a way to push through. The southern flank is still somewhat vulnerable, I feel, but the Germans I don't think are interested in moving that way. Panzerwerfer's firing. Wonder what they're firing at. Up here, on the shock position again. Laying up one of the howitzers. Panzer running for SS Panzer, that's a good choice. Panzer has higher frontal armor than the Tiger does. Oh, they're trying to lay a mine. That's something the penal troops are actually used for a lot. Laying mines sometimes under the direct line of fire, right near the enemy. That building is still standing. We also have some guards here with a stolen MG42. Wehrmacht Tiger's being repaired. Finally, King Tiger being prepared. Oh god, we're gonna see a King Tiger. This is truly an Eastern Front battle in all of its glory. Truly impressive. Command took his call, now artillery strikes. That's just a grenade, I won't do anything. Pragmatic grenades do nothing to tanks, or well, armored vehicles. They're far too armored for it. And lots of artillery landing around the church still. But Soviet artillery is going off. Master K probably has to pull back, he cannot fight that Mthis. We'll issue down from the Tiger. Ooh, the Germans are attempting a push down here from the infantry division. Jagdpanzer and stormtroopers pushing up. That flag is weird. Those are actually German mines, okay. Tiger Ace is trying to do its best here. Be cautious though. Ooh, big howitzer shells! Landing by the other Tiger, mobilizing it. But the artillery shells are gonna start being a problem, I feel. Welcome to the Eastern Front, everyone. Tiger Ace is still doing pretty good here, though. Oh, one penetrating shot, just as I say it. Ah, it's unique shield that hit. Oh, it also looks like there was an artillery strike down here. Throwing the Jagdpanzer, forcing the Germans to pull back. Use the first open fire on something. Got some kills. Oh, these shells on counter barrage. Tiger is down. Due to an ISU 152. Oh my god, so many heavy weapons coming onto this field. But ISU down from the Jagdpanzer.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
That is... I'm loving a good Eastern Front fight like this. But now there is a King Tiger on the field though. Don't could probably get some Panzer Grenadiers to support, however. And JBN could probably use some more of their manpower for something else. This is Panzer's, Panzer still needs to get repairs. More little Ford operating boats set up in this shed. Trying to avoid being shot at by all the artillery, I imagine. Oh, chaotic, chaotic. Battlefield still somewhat even, but the Soviets do control both the the other islands, so they're getting a little bit more resource to work with. And now the house is opening fire again. Ah, they're on counter barrage, aren't they? They're trying to take out the German artillery. We even have the Charlemagne called in now, which is a unique battle group available to SS propaganda. They are French SS, if you're wondering. They're actually the SS units that were holding the Reichstag at the end, I believe. You had French SS holding the Reichstag, basically. King Tiger's pushing up here. Second Tiger already being called in as well, so we have gonna have a lot of heavy tanks for the Germans. A lot of heavy panzers has been requisitioned to try and keep back the Soviets. King Tiger immobilized by an artillery shell. Panthers operational again. Artillery shells are still landing around, destroying this town almost completely. Much of this town is just gone at this point. Look about the Ladung there. Triple Soviet howitzers have been established from the artillery division, no surprise there. That's kind of their job. Especially in big battles like this. KB2 is going to be in trouble. Oh, good shot though! Almost destroying the Jagdpanzer. And immobilizing the Panther with the shockwave. Tiger's also immobilized there. King Tiger's immobilized. All the Soviet artillery is destroying all the tracks on the German vehicles. F-45s are arriving. Panther is immobilized, but it's doing its best. Tiger got a good shot there on the 85. Enel's on the flank with a satchel. That should take out the Panther. Soviets are trying to repair the ISU. Well, not the best thing to do under fire. Panzer 4H command tank is still holding this flank. There's also SU-152 behind it. That's a dedicated anti-tank variant, by the way. That's why it's called not ISU, but SU. So it actually doesn't have a high explosive shell. Unlike the ISU, which was this thing, this one had high explosive shells it could toggle between. That's the important thing to note about it. However, it does get the concrete piercing shell. Actually, does it fire high explosives? I'm curious. I might be misremembering this. But I'm pretty sure this is a armor piercing only. No, it's a high explosive only. I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. It's the ISU that can be equipped with armor piercing and toggle between them. My bad. The SU is just high explosives only. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. Panzer 4J pushing up here. And the Soviets are actually lacking in AT options up here. The northern flank. Also some Volksturm around. Oh, the Germans just need to get through this. But the office is probably gonna die. King Tiger's moving. More, the town is collapsing. Or on fire. Some more artillery shells going in. Oh, yeah, the Soviets all clumped up there. Well, that's heavy. Panzer Division has no infantry. They're just relying entirely on their panzers and trucks. And the town is almost completely destroyed at this point. And lots of Soviet heavy weapons is also being called in. King Tiger's immobilized again. This Tiger's also mobilized, but they're only in good spots. Looks like all the artillery is aimed here. Oh, we have a big push here coming in from the Penals. Pro satchels on the German tanks. Penal on the King Tiger. Didn't do anything. When an artillery strike destroys the Penals. Got a Tiger here arriving. All the artillery shells are just landing down here. Oh, the big church collapses! And the shells keep landing and landing. But the King Tiger can move again. We also have a B4 arriving now. Probably the heaviest artillery piece in the game. Oh yeah, if the King Tiger had not moved there, it might actually have been dead. This thing fires 3 rounds though. I think 3. Yep. King Tiger's ready to move again though. They can keep backing off to avoid being hit by the B4. Gauge down there finally. Probably from the SU-100. That's 4J pulling back for repairs. Ooh, the Soviets don't have it easy right now. Not that the Soviets, the Germans, I mean. The Soviets are doing great. The Soviets are just content to bombing the Germans into submission. Very Soviet thing to do. There's artillery shells landing everywhere. We do have a small like the field gun to try and do some counter barraging. Oh, actually, because they've all clumped up, it worked. I think the German one is far more accurate, but this is some Siberians. They actually steal it. That might be the misclick. Oh yeah, that was most definitely a misclick. Now the Luftland Grenadiers with the MG-15 is doing a pretty good job there. Tiger and King Tiger is ready to move here. This Tiger is also ready, actually. Just need to utilize them.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Another Tiger running for the SS Panzer. Panzerwerfer opening fire. And the Panzerwerfers are getting a lot of kills, so they are getting better and better at their job. This thing can fire pretty frequently now, I think. So it's if they can know. Oh, good artillery shell right there. If the Soviets know where the King Tiger is, they just need to aim all the artillery pieces at it. We have a big Soviet force coming in here of infantry. Try and storm what's left of the town. Because there's a lack of German infantry. MG-42 on the Stuka Sofus opening fire. And then it's gonna fire itself. There we go. We'll be aiming around here. And the aim is to take out the Soviet artillery, I imagine. Tiger needs to decide where it's gonna make its move. But so far, it's not been doing much. It's just been immobilized over and over. We do have a Tiger preparing to head southwards, though. But the Tiger has been tracked by artillery, and the artillery just keeps creeping further and further, destroying more of the town. The Feldfunk is prepared there. Veteran 3 Tiger called in here due to the Kampfkraft Center, so I guess Liquidate has focused a lot of their resources on the Kampfkraft Center at this point. And the Soviets are moving into the center of the town. What's left of it anyway. Not much of a town here left, actually. AVA leading the way to clear it out. But King Tiger moving into intercept. And the artillery shells are landing everywhere. Meanwhile, we have the Tiger moving down here. Double Tiger, actually. There's the SIS gun. And a bazooka on the Capitan, but I don't see a lot of actual AT that could stop them. There's the SU-100 up there. Panzer called in unique battle group available to Wehrmacht Panzer. They've also called in 2 double Panzer 4Js in form of the battle group. Overall, a pretty good squad. Triple Tigers pushing southwards. But Soviet artillery is prepared to be called on them. These Tigers need infantry support. Ranging shots are going in. They need to take out that pack. Oh, that's this rather. Artillery shots landing. Oh, good shot from the SU-100. Smoke killer done. They can focus the SU-100. The SU-100 down. I just need to focus on the SIS. SU-152 is coming down though. Very nice. That's just the ISU-100 that's the problem, and they need infantry to come up behind.
We have lost the defensive structure.
Here comes the ISU. Oh, one Tiger immobilized from artillery shell. Panzer, tank destroyers have also been infiltrated. ISU did not penetrate. Capture Panzerfaust going out. Killing the gun on the Tiger. Need to focus on the ISU. Another Tiger has been immobilized. Meanwhile, the King Tiger... Where's the King Tiger? It's been immobilized up here. And 4J is pushing up in the center though. Bridge going down, I think. Oh, I don't think that bridge can be destroyed. Oh, it is destroyed. Okay. One Tiger has been evacuated. Another Tiger is still operational. Another Tiger destroyed. ISU 152 still present. And well, the Germans are trying to push for the center here. Most of the Panzer Lehr is having trouble. King Tiger is pushing forwards. Panzer Lehr is down. And well, lots of artillery is also landing down here. Close range artillery going in. I think the King Tiger just has to keep driving forwards at this point. I think still just going to give the Soviet artillery time to range in. One artillery gun is taken out though. Well, he crewed. So much action. This Tiger is still operational, still veterancy free. Now it has to deal with an SU and an ISU 152. Will this team prove to be an ace? Looks like it might. Just to focus on the ISU though. There's the higher threat. The ISU does not have the high armor piercing shells. We need more support. And indeed, more troops are arriving. The Estonian SS has arrived. You call in if you're playing as SS Panzer. We're live getting close to the Syok front line finally. Thanks to the Dushka position being down. French goes out with a major inside. King Tiger pulling back for repairs. This Tiger Ace team still refuses to give up. The Soviets are in big trouble on this southern island finally. As the Estonian SS arrives. But artillery is going in on the Tiger, now called in by the Capitan. Didn't really hurt the Tiger. Oh, actually, never mind, it did. Holy shit, that was a lot of damage. Estonians got pretty messed up there. Looks like they will get out of there. That one squad will anyway. The other one needs to disembark. That half-track is immobilized. Panther moves up. This is the Panther A, unfortunately, so not the good Panther. Still, it's a pretty decent tank. Has the same gun as the good Panther, so the gun is still pretty good. Oh, bigger howitzer shells destroys both the Cruiser Tiger and the Estonians have to get out of there. Oh, immobilized Panther from the ISU. Well, that's an SU actually. Not looking good here. Now suddenly it's changed around. Stuff can quickly change in Spearhead, especially with heavy artillery in a 4v4 match. This is a pretty intense battle. Where's the King Tiger? King Tiger is heading for the northern island. Will it do the brave thing to push up there is the question? Never know. Another Tiger is called in by the propaganda tactics. Panther still operating down here the best it can, but it won't survive for long, I feel. It's still holding. Catch a Panzerfaust going out though. Oh, it's still holding. There it goes, artillery shell straight on it. Tiger is going to lead the way. King Tiger remains on Overwatch. There's still AT guns. Need to take out that AT gun. Actually, there's 2 AT guns. Explosive loaded on the Tiger Ace, well, the incendiary one. Overshot. One penetrating shot from the Mthis. Tiger Ace should really start to pull back. You don't want to risk it like this. Oh, artillery shells are landing in now. He stood still for too long. And now he's dazed. He's not going to get out of there. Yeah, there he goes. He's out of control. Oh, you can capture it. I'm still confused about how this point operates. That is so confusing. But the King Tiger still holds up down here. Lots of infantry fighting going on in the center here. Lots of German infantry just died there to grenades. Lots more penal troops have been called in now. Actual penal troops, 9-man squads. And capture points really fast. But are essentially not the best in combat. Ooh! ISU took out the Tiger in one shot. Oh my. Oh, this is getting intense. Sorry, I'm gonna have to actually take a pause here quickly. I'll be right back. Oh, my apologies. There we go, we are back in the action. And the Eastern Front brawl continues here. As Carnage proceeds on both sides. ISG 152 is pushing into the center of the town now. If you could even tell there was a town before, I suppose you can. Oh, Jagdpanzer can take out in one shot there. Well, the Germans have established a small foothold here with some Estonians. Well, the German panzers are trying to split up a little bit to cover some more ground and avoid being targeted by the artillery. Hopefully. You don't want to be too tightly packed. Panzer 4J is heading in. That's probably a bad move on its own. That's way too much AT fire here. Kettenwerfer's opening fire though.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Capitan calling artillery. It's probably starting to lag now because of the sheer amount of craters and wrecks on the battlefield. That's what happens on a big 4v4 like this. Another Tiger Ace, Tiger arriving in form of a Tiger Ace thanks to the Hamkov center, basically. Estonians have been completely destroyed there by the artillery strike, forcing them to pull back. The Tiger Ace is veteran to 2. I think Clone could do with all their resources is get the Hamkov center and just take up their veterancy. But it looks like they're going for Panzer Grenadiers now. That's a good call. You only want infantry to support your tanks. And Panzer Grenadiers are designed to support tanks. Literally in the name. Liberians are having a long-range firepower with a MT-42 squad. Well, it's a Grenadier with an MT-42 with 100 rounds. Did I completely miss the Tiger get wrecked? I think I did. I think this SU-100 destroyed the Tiger tank in one shot. That's why you should only get Panthers, because the Panther has higher frontal armor than the Tiger. That's at least what I feel. But the King Tiger is one of the most heavily frontally armored vehicles in the game. I think only the Jagdtiger has more frontal armor. Long range shot. Nice shot there. Gonna force the ISU to pull back, hopefully. We try to attack ground area. Because he knows where it is. More shells are landing. Valentine going up in flames. And the King Tiger is pushing forward. It's trying to hunt that ISU. Stukas Fuse opening fire. Oh, it's been stunned. Well, dazed, rather. And there it goes. King Tiger scores the kill. But it's been immobilized. Practically just have to act fast. It's now the B4s can zero in. Yep, they already have zeroed in, I think. But one shell overshot. The B4 is not very accurate. But it does fire a pretty big shell, 203 millimeters. They can still repair the tracks if they act quickly. There we go. They can probably move, and they have to do it fast. That sounds like a B4 that fired. Overshot again. Hand for down. But the King Tiger might get out of there alive. That's the power of having a Soviet artillery on your side in a 4v4. Soviet artillery can just completely bomb the other side. And has shock at the same time. That's both have good artillery options. As you can see. But the Germans still have so many heavy tanks, they just cannot utilize them. Estonians have managed to move up here. Artillery landing. It's a Soviet artillery, German artillery crews far in the back is trying their best to keep up, but it might not be enough. The Soviets have too much close range artillery at the moment. Germans need more infantry though, but the infantry just gets killed. It's a very hard position to be in for the Germans. Line down here is still in Soviet hands. Both islands are still just firmly in Soviet hands at the moment. They've done a good job holding on to them. Another attempt with a Tiger tank, but the Sis-3s are getting very good at penetrating them. Thanks to them being high veterancy. Ooh, yeah, they get a lot more penetration. Walking hit Murphy shots.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Gonna injure in this Tiger. Man, the map is really starting to get laggy. How's this house still standing? Like, a lot of the town is just ruins at this point. You won't be able to recognize that this was once a town. The Jaegers are now starting to be a problem here. More penals coming their way. Soviets are sending everything into the line of fire right now. Ooh, ISU got a shell there. SU actually. Didn't do anything though, but dazed them. Looks like the Siberians are trying to get a Captain Panzerfaust off. But the machine guns is too much. We have another Tiger arriving as well. All the Tigers. So many Tigers. Ostwind arriving for the Wehrmacht Panzer. This Tiger needs repairs. King Tiger is still operational. Do a Panzer Grenadiers around on the battlefield with a lot of assault weaponry. Took us a first opening fire. 102 kills in this thing. Probably aiming around here if it can. That looks like it. They're aiming to take out that B4 if they can. HU-76 has also been called in. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to look at the moment. There's just so much going on. Also more Luftland arrived by looks of it. Luftland with Fallschirmjägers taking big shots. Ooh, high explosive shell right there. Tiger's pushing up towards this SU. Oh, got taken out from the side by SU 100. King Tiger's immobilized again. SU-76 is going up. That's a very brave SU right there. It's using high explosion shells too. They actually killed the gunner. Wow. Or wounded him. This Tiger is still operational down here. Well, there's a new Tiger there anyway. So much heavy armor on this battlefield. So much heavy artillery. What's the went down? Too many scissors here.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
But the Germans needed some more infantry to push up. They just need to take out that bunker.
Brave infantry.
Meanwhile, the King Tiger still is hold down there thanks to its immobilization. And it's actually in a good spot. Unless this ISU can get a penetrating shot on it. Ooh, King Tiger needs to notice. It's attack grounding, that's the wrong thing to do. There we go, switch targets. Good shot right there. It is veteran free, so reloads fairly fast. But it's the ISU distraction. Ooh, they're gonna try and throw satchels on it. Satchel did not do anything in the first one. Will the second one do something? Nope. The King Tiger is too heavily armored. Jäger's pushing up too first. Very good recon infantry to infantry commander. I think the Soviets are running a little bit out of steam because of the sheer amount of heavy tanks the Germans are pulling onto this battlefield. If the Germans could just push through somewhere and get to the artillery, I think they can finish this. But the Germans have taken so many losses that it will cost so much to pull off a push like that. Like, if they can get to this point up here, they can actually cut off the island. Oh, another Tiger's been immobilized.
We are losing soldat.
Close range artillery shots. The Soviets are going all out here. Got a penal squad. King Tiger's ready to move again. That's the charge going out. It hurt the Tiger. Other Tiger moving up here. They are benefiting from radio net with each other. They are coordinating. Or at least the SS Tiger is. Oh, they've both been immobilized again.
Tiger tanker ready for action.
Oh, this Tiger's almost out. And there it goes. If you force for flanking. Main gun down. T-Fir's got this handled.
We have lost the squad.
So much artillery landing here, holy shit. Oh my god, so much chaos.
Enemy has destroyed a panzer.
Pure carnage. Dark Panzer here. Oh, it missed. Doctor was pushing up as well. We securing some ground. I don't think the German rocket artillery is able to do enough. Looks like the Soviets are switching over to getting lots of armor now to push through. Artillery is simply not doing enough, but the artillery is keeping the German tanks at bay. That's something they are doing right.
Standing by. Send orders.
The ABN actually has a lot of manpower. You should probably invest in some infantry or something, or perhaps more tanks. Like, he has the resource, he's just not doing it. Because it's hard to micromanaged with all of the artillery going on. You could probably get something to do with this. Like, it's not that difficult, I feel. As someone calls the GG, looks like it's clone. Yeah, Panzer calls the GG. And Sir Pack leaves. Sir Pack was the Wehrmacht Infanterie. Yeah, so this seems to like be the end of the Germans at this point. We'll keep following and see what happens here for the final moments. The sheer amount of Soviet heavy armor is also arriving. If one of the Soviets had been tanked, that would have been even more intense. Then they could have used IS-2s to push up with.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
Look at all those artillery shells that are just landing at the same targets. The APN calls the GG. And there's a Singero.
Are now available.
So I think one of them basically dropped and pulled the plug, but that was a lot of carnage. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye bye.